to know they're at least aware and starting to work through it. That red bar, because of course that's how things go with the game hard overlay. Now, some of you may know. The passions are like the conversation going. What happened? We'll go over the quick TLDR one more time for those who don't, but we'll do the intros first. So spawn here in the top left corner of the map. It's gonna be the red Zerg player, Acer Bly.
In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg player, it's Nerchio.
I guess Bly's going off of player level or something, saying he played 2 times as much as me. I guess even though I think a lot of people expected a lot of the players to stream, and I personally am a little disappointed every player didn't hop on that stream train. It is nice to know that a lot of these guys are actively playing, and I would definitely love to watch the Muslim some. Nerchio comes to mind as well, amongst many others. But to explain really quick, guys, this is last week's Lycan League Finals. For those who missed it, the quick announcement was this was going to get played out before this week's first fresh brand new cup. The reason the finals are being played out like this is because last week we had a very abrupt BattleNet maintenance problem pop up as we hit the finals. So they had to be pushed off and rescheduled and all this jazz. So here you have it. Here you are. It's a brand new best of 5. No one's seen it at this point. Nobody knows the scores or anything like that at this point. It's Bly versus Nerchio, and well, we'll see how this goes. Now, the weird thing is, if we had cast this brand new and live at the time of, and there was no BattleNet maintenance back when this was originally going to happen, I wouldn't really know who to give this to. I'd have to toss it in the air. I'm sorry, I've got my mouse options on still. But interestingly enough, these guys actually since then have played in Desro's Cup, and if I do recall, I think Nerchio actually won that one.
Okay. I knew that they played, but I actually watched the ending to it, so... Saw some Ravagers, saw some Roaches.
Yeah, we saw a lot of ZVZ in the first week of the Lycan League. Silly amount of ZVZ, to be precise. But as you pointed out before we got into the cast, the big thing is it's very, very, very similar to just regular old ZVZ in Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, it's honestly disappointing. I mean, not only the fact that ZVZ and Heart of the Swarm is kind of already getting a little stale with Roach vs. Roach a lot of the time, although there's some good games, of course. But just that, you know, it's a new expansion. Everything's supposed to be different. You know, you're supposed to have Cyclones to play with, and Ravager's supposed to, like, dominate the matchup with big, like, splashes of fire raining down on Roaches. And instead, we get Ravagers that are included, which are, you know, they're cool enough, I suppose, but their splash is more like a... Bloop.
Well, the Corrosive Bile, while a cool ability, we'll talk about this in a second, too. We got a Bailiness on the way from Nerchio, who looks like he doesn't want Bly to find it right away. The Corrosive Bile is really cool and all that, but it's more about the fact that they just have this, like, what, 0.5... something attack speed. They're basically Hydras without range. I mean, Ravagers just attack so damn quick.
Yeah, I guess so. But I just wish they would be a lot cooler to watch if there was really like fire from the heavens and not just like a little like plop 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 like rain, right?
Well, that if they didn't
be really
have like these dumpy ass Kool-Aid man butts that waddled around.
Yeah, exactly. What is with Blizzard and Zerg butts? You know?
I don't know.
Just, like big and like, you know, wobbling around like lurkers have like a very long tail, like a queen actually. Queens. What the hell? Oh my god.
Well, we'll see if this first game even gets to the point of Ravagers though. Because one of the big things we did definitely see a big trend of was people wanted this game to end with Ling so they didn't have to deal with the Ravagers. And that looks to be somewhat similar here in the finals. Some Banelings coming from Nerchio. Bly's going to have his own and a lot of Lings. Spinecrawler even coming down. And these first two Banelings are going to be a bit of a miss. Trying to catch Bly off guard didn't quite work.
Well, Bly is trying to catch Nerchio off guard by setting 4 Banelings into the natural.
Ooh.
And it kind of... Nope, actually Nerchio does respond in time. Nice.
Yeah, good splits. Lose about like 1 drone for that. Really not too bad. 4 more Banelings waddling up here through the natural. Going straight through to the main though. And he's going to use his own Lings to cover his ass. Oh, no, he tricks him running right into him. No more Banelings, or no more Zerglings left for Bly. He's got a couple of Banelings and some Zerglings on the way, but Nerchio's got to be dealt with now.
Yeah, these Banelings are doing such a great job chasing. Well, they might save their queens. So one actually kind of wasted.
You know, you're saying the Banelings aren't doing that great of a job. I got to give more credit to Nerchio. Look at these split-second reactions. Jesus. Let me just go attack the queen and sit right next to the Baneling, then run away as quick as possible. I mean, like, okay.
It is rather quick. They just get out of there, and they both do transitions, so not ending the game on Lings. But Nerchio just took a pretty good lead here. I mean, he got the drone lead. The only reason he isn't like expanding upon that right now is he's also getting the tech and his own spine crawler for defense. Yeah,
fully aware that Bly's coming for that counterattack. A couple of Banelings on the way, and that spine crawler is going to go a long way to make sure this doesn't get too crazy too quick. The roaches popping too are going to be a great way to shut down the Banelings, and the question is, can Bly keep up on this transition? you could still kind of make Zerglings work versus Roaches, but the second Ravagers come into play, it really gets messy. I guess Nerchio says, yeah, those 7 Roaches should be better than the Spine. Cancels the Spine Caller.
Okay, alright. So I was wondering though, I mean, like, if he had made more Banelings, might be able to do something. Actually, no, the Roach is already here. You know, I'm just kidding then. So he has to leave, and unfortunately the Banelings might be chased down as they waddle back. Nerchio might be looking to press the tech advantage. You know, Bly is getting his own Roach form, but a lot later. There's a lot of droning going on behind that attack that didn't do anything.
So I don't know, you have always associated size with health in StarCraft, right? Like Ultras are big units, they get like 500 health. Lings are tiny ass little things, they got nothing. Ravagers are way bigger than a Roach, but they've got less health. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one.
Yeah. Well, if you made them like smaller though, like I feel like they wouldn't look like they were the big brother of the Roach at that point where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I kind of feel like to an extent, these kind of remind me of the things from like Starship Troopers, like the big bugs that would just shoot out into space. And
the
stuff.
Beetles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would like wiggle their butts and then like shoot cannons off into space and kill spaceships.
See, now that would be cool. That'd be a cool way to sort of test out the Ravagers. Maybe slow it down a little bit.
Oh well, if we could get Johnny Rico with like a grenade being able to jump on the back of a Ravager and throw like it in there, then that would be cool too.
Or if we could get Johnny Rico, you like the Zerg player.
Well, he wouldn't do that. Alright,
so Crystal Ball does hit air, as you guys can see. Takes out an Overlord with it. Not bad. Stops the scouting. 60 damage a shot. Another Overlord goes down. Wow, that's like 3 Overlords Nerchio's killed. 4! Pardon me. So completely blinded Bly here.
Made in pajamas.
Yeah.
Up on the Ravagers. Anyways,
I'm surprised this didn't quite end. I thought this was gonna be a big push out of Nerchio, and he catches Bly, you know, without his own Roaches yet, without his own Ravagers, and maybe that's the push to win. But giving Bly a lot of time could be the downfall to Nerchio if he's not careful. I mean, that's a lot of Banelings for Bly, so he's not gonna have to worry about Ling Floods or his opponent's own Banelings. But indeed, it's gonna come down a lot to Ravager versus Ravager, Roach versus Roach.
Yeah. I mean, Nerchio still has a very solid lead here. He's only down a little bit in drones, so now he has 7 more on the way, so never mind about that one. So he's ahead in drones, and now he's ahead in army supply, and he's even a little bit ahead on that +1 upgrade. I mean, whenever he decides to attack, and it's probably going to be timed up with that upgrade, it's going to be a really good one. And I don't know if Banelings are really going to help out. They might.
Oh man, I love looking at this damage. Seriously, 0.57 attack speed compared to 1.43, and they do the exact same damage.
I just don't, like, speedy just seems like the opposite of what they should be. I think they should be like slow but very, very powerful.
That's kind of what I feel when I look at a unit like this. Something that's slow and sieging, and the idea is that you want to morph this on the front line and not scurry it across the map. I mean, the idea, of course, behind the Ravager, I think, above all else, was to break force fields, right? That was the cool new idea behind it. And I don't know, I feel you don't need to be as quick as this versus Protoss.
You actually really don't need them at all versus force fields. Like, so far from what we've seen, people might just be very scared to use sentries because it was a new game. But you know, even David Kim, when he was interviewed, said that it's not really doing what they wanted it to do. So that's too bad. We do have the attack on the way, by the way, and it is timed up with the +1 missile.
That's a lot of Banelings. If these can connect to the Ravagers, it wouldn't be too bad. Gotta watch that Corrosive Bile, though. Makes it a lot harder to retreat. Let's not forget, Corrosive Bile does friendly fire, so it'll be a little bit hard to track who's going what for where, but oh, the shot's going fired on top of Bly. Almost lose one of his Ravagers. Does lose one of his Queens to it. Hellfire from above, but this Ravager count is just out of control. Nerchio's army supply is way greater than Bly's.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that lead he had earlier on is really shown now. 40 supply lead. Takes down the hatchery. Only a couple of Ravagers left over for Bly. I mean, 16 Roaches are on the way, I suppose, and Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow tunneling claws. Let's not forget, Roaches get these built in nowadays, and these are just going to head straight to the main. Kind of a tactic Bly himself normally uses in CVCs, but gets caught by Nerchio. Attack in the front can't be ignored either, so it's going to be hard to respond. He's already lost so much through this. He can't afford to lose too much more.
You can't afford to lose anything. He already lost the third, so this is basically, you know, a game right here for Nerchio.
Whoa.
It's a best of 5, though.
Did you see that?
No.
Roaches all burrowed when going behind a building. It shows like the outline, and it shows their stupid little bugged out legs. Hang on, I want that to happen again so you can see. Oh my god, that was so cool.
Well, I can't watch your vision, so.
Oh, that's right.
It's quite difficult to.
Well, darn it. This is just something we'll have to look at another day, another time. Yeah, that blue outline looked a little bit funky, but okay, here we go. The attack on the north side. Nerchio still has a giant supply lead, and I think one of the biggest things is forget for just 1 second that he's destroying it in the roach count. He's nailing it on the worker count back at home. Resupplying this army not going to be a problem, as we see. Taking losses on the front lines, 9 more roaches on the way, plus 2 weapons coming up very soon. And Bly just doesn't have enough to stop this.
He actually got some fairly good Ravager shots, and Nerchio did realize he had to micro towards the end there, but was not enough.
Oh,
just
nice.
A couple more roaches on the way. His third still not being up is just such a big deal. I mean, the main is already low on minerals, so silly.
Loving these corrosive bile shots from both sides. Really good for kiting. But ultimately, Nerchio still 38 drones to 63, taking a 4th base, control over this matchup to say the least. And well, this has been a pretty cool dance back and forth. I do feel Nerchio's also been playing this fairly safe. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just stressing that there's a lot of situations where Bly, he's behind now, but perhaps should have been earlier.
Well, that was a nice shot to cancel the Ravagers.
Yeah, 60 damage a shot. Only takes about 2 to kill Ravager.
That's a nice shot too.
And the roaches, though, are getting that damage done. And even though he's bleeding out units on this chase, just that quantity.
Yeah, quantity over quality in here.
GG.
Good game.
Alright, game number 1. Gonna go to Nerchio. Cool beans. Alright, guys. We gotta space these out.